Next level conversation part 2. Welcome back. Much love. Trav here, discussing conversation, how to get better through macro understanding of conversation personalities and how those personalities match up. Now we're going to talk about how to identify your mood, influence their mood, and identify their mood. If you haven't seen the other video, you should. It's called Next Level Conversation, Personality, some other stuff. So the idea is that rather than get caught up in, what should I say? Should I say this? Is that a funny joke? Should I tell a story? It's all pretty obvious if you take a step back and say, hey, what do I want to do with this conversation? And what does it look like this person wants to do with this conversation? And that will tell you whether to say something, whether to ask a question or say nothing at all, right? Different people want different things. Some people want to listen, some people want to talk, some people want neither to talk, so there's time. That's the recap of it. So, first idea is identifying your mood and then influencing theirs to match yours better, right? Maybe you really want to talk, maybe you really want to listen, maybe you really want to think. Get some clarity on that. Next time you're in a conversation or around other people, think about that. If you want to talk, talking matches up well versus listening. You can set the mood by saying, hey, would you like to hear a story? Or, hey, I learned something cool today. Do you want to hear it? And then that allows you to launch into, a 5-minute monologue. People will listen if they say, yeah, I want to hear about that interesting thing, that story that you're telling me about, right? If you want to listen, go ahead and ask some questions. Yeah, what do you think about this? Or tell me more about that. That's interesting. Oh, cool, right? Maybe that person wasn't interested in talking necessarily, but they might be interested now that they know they have a listener, right? Say that you want to think. You can say, I'm thinking about this, I'm wondering. Do things like look up and to the left, up and to the right. Stroke your chin, right? I'm thinking. And they might respect you and give you some space. If not, you're not necessarily in the conversation to think, so you can say, just bail on the conversation, say, I'm going for a walk, I want to strategize, I'll be back, right? I do this every day, right? This is an important part of my day, right? So that is understanding your mood, and again, I didn't say this in the other video, but it's more of a mood than a personality. Sometimes I want to talk, sometimes I want to listen, sometimes I want to think. It's more mood than personality dependent, though. Some people are really dominant talkers, some people are dominant listeners, some people are dominant thinkers. My family, we have a talker. There's 3 of us here for the holidays. We have a talker, a listener, and a thinker. And I identify that and use different strategies based on it, which we're about to get into. But the last thought is, all right, let's get into that. So how do you identify someone's mood, personality? Oh yeah, okay, here's something. If you don't have a person around you, but you identify you have this want, this need, if you want to talk and ramble and you don't have a listener, make a YouTube channel. It works well. If you want to listen and there's no one around you to ramble on you or tell you cool things, go put on some music or go to YouTube, put on a monologue channel. I'll do that. If you want to think, then go for a walk. Okay, next step. How to identify someone's current conversational mood or personality. This is very, very simple and very important. The first thing you have to want is to have the desire to have a better conversation, to know that there's something beyond yourself and to wonder what that is. Once that is, it's very simple. If I say nothing, blank space is the key, right? The goal of the conversation, it shouldn't be 50-50. There should be space where no one's talking. If I say nothing, a talker will start to talk, either about things or about themselves. A listener will ask a question. Hey, what do you think about this? Or, hey, that is interesting. Can you elaborate? A thinker will not say anything. They'll be thinking, right? Again, stop talking, shut up. Because the talker wanted you to shut up so they can talk. The listener wants you to talk and they're going to ask you to continue. The thinker doesn't want either party to be talking because they want to be thinking, right? You have to shut up and stop talking in order to find that out. And then it becomes very easy to identify. And you can adjust your strategy by either influencing them if they're a talker, say, hey, I want to hear a story, and then interrupt you. I thought you wanted to hear my story, bro. Like, what? Or, oh, you haven't said much, but I was interested in that recent thing you did that you mentioned earlier. Tell me more about that, right? Influence them. If they seem like they're listening, but you want to listen too, then try to influence them, change their mood to be a talker, right? And so on. But those are some basic macro strategies with a little bit of actual specifics on next level conversation. And once that's done, conversations will go better, right? Play your part, identify the strategies, play your part. Hope you find that useful. If you did find it useful, tell me why in the comments. And for all of y'all, I encourage you to put this to use. Exercise of the day. Identify your mood, personality, conversation personality. Try to influence them to identify what you want. Tell them, I want to talk about this story, right? In the next conversation, I want to listen to this, to you talk about this. I want to think, right? Communicate your mood. Step 2, exercise number 2, identify the other person's mood. Say nothing, see if they talk, ask a question, or say nothing, and then you'll know what to do to provide a better conversation for them. Something they'll be like, hey, this person is either gave me a good conversation, or they're pretty aware of what I want, where I'm at, right? And benefits will be good. Hope you find that useful. Much love. We'll be back. I'm going to keep working on these ideas. Upcoming group conversation is something we will discuss, in body language, more body language as well, how body language applies into listening, thinking, and talking and stuff like that. So much love. Free Life Movement, Free Living Goals. Take action. See y'all in the comments. See you back here tomorrow. Kill it.